Hi everybody, Cindy here with Stampin' Chick Creations. I am hopping on a few minutes early just to make sure that everything's working well. I did a speed test on my internet. Oh, look at my hair. Woo! I did a speed test on my internet and it says that it's okay. So it's not snappy, it's not snazzy, but it's okay. So we'll take okay. I just hope that it actually holds up long enough for me to actually do this whole video. I'm going to actually just log out of my Facebook as well, just so that that is out of the way. So I am a few minutes early on purpose because I just wanted to make sure that everything is going okay. So it is raining here. I am in Brigden, so just outside of Sarnia. And it is raining here, and it's cold, and it's icky, and it's gross. And so when that stuff happens, my internet decides to just not work as well as it should. So I'm actually just going to close out of everything that I have open right now, just so that I don't give this internet any reason to do anything stupid. Okay, so, hey, Jan! All right, so you guys will have to tell me. Oh, now it says my internet's not so great. I just checked it like just before going live. Honestly. Okay, I'm not going to chit chat. We're going to get right to it. 7:15, let's do this. Okay, because look, my internet says not so great. Not so great. No good. Okay. All right, tonight's measurements. Piece of paper. That's it. That's all I told you had to have. Oh, I should have told you your paper cutter. So can somebody please keep me posted if the internet is not cooperating, if it's lagging, or if you can't, if I cut out or whatever, can somebody just let me know? That would be fantastic. And I'll try to keep an eye on my phone as well. I'm just going to see if I can focus my camera just a little bit there. Will you get a notification for the link? No. No. Okay, so if you are not subscribed to my channel already, I need you to go and subscribe, because what happens is that when you subscribe, you actually get notified every time that I post a new video. So what that means is when I go live, or if I post a video, you get like an email, or next time you log into YouTube or whatever, it will tell you that I have a new video posted, okay? So that's really, really important for you to do. So be sure to subscribe and be sure to share this video with your friends and family, okay? Mostly your friends. I don't know if your family is really going to care, but your friends for sure, because friends don't let friends stamp alone, right? All right, so tonight's card is super duper simple. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my piece of cardstock, and I am going to actually, this is 8.5 on the 8.5 side. I'm going to open up my paper trimmer. I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see this. There's Linda. There's Linda. My Linda squares. Hi, girls. Okay, so on your 8.5 side, what I want you to do, I'm going to just adjust my light there a little bit. Hang on. Just wait for me. There we go. Okay, on your 8.5 side, I want you to put this in your paper trimmer, and I want you to cut this down to 8 inches. So you're cutting 1/2 inch off is what we're doing. Okay? Okay, you guys are going to have to keep me on the straight and narrow. Make sure that I don't lose my internet or it goes choppy. Okay? So on the 8.5 side, we've just cut this down to 8 inches. All right? Then I'm going to rotate this. This is my 11 side. And I'm going to cut this down to 10.5. Okay? So 10.5. So again, I'm just cutting off 1/2 inch. Okay? So my 8.5 I cut down to 8. My 10 or my 11 I cut down to 10.5. Happy? Okay. Okay. This, you guys are going to be blown away. I mean, your minds are going to go, I promise you. This is the most incredible thing. I have not done this in 100 years. And so when I went to do it again, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot this technique. Okay. So I have my paper going landscape because I find it's actually easier to do it this way. but I'm going to totally leave it up to you if you want to stamp yours this way, if you want to stamp yours this way. But maybe watch me and kind of get a feel for what I'm doing. And then you might want to decide on how you want to do your card. Okay, so I'm going to actually make 3 different cards tonight. I don't know if I've decided to watch this on YouTube, on TV. Oh boy. I don't like it when you guys put me on the big TV. It scares me. You can see all my ugliness. Okay, so I did this technique today with 3 different stamp sets. And I am going to do one. And I don't know if I'll do all 3 tonight. It's going to depend on if my internet holds up. If not, I will show you the other ones that I did. But honestly, you guys better be ready to have your minds blown. Holy smokes, I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm getting out all my blocks. I'm not going to get all of my blocks, but I'm going to get out a lot of my blocks. Okay, I'm going to start with Nature's Print. This is what I'm going to start with. And I told you needed a stamp set with a few different elements in it, okay? And so what I meant by that is I needed something that had some variety to it. So I'm going to start with this one. This was the first one I did this afternoon, and I liked it. And I'm going to use the same color scheme and everything. I'm going to just duplicate it again because I loved it so much. But I'm just going to have my cards go a different direction because as I created all of my cards today, I realized I made them all landscape. I don't know why, but I did. So I'm going to now do these in portrait. Okay, so I am going to pick some colors. So I'm looking at the stamp set and I want this one, I want this one, I want this one, and I want this one. I could bring that in if I wanted, but that's fine. I'm going to use these 4 right here. Okay, so I'm going to start with, this is going to be my color combination. Balmy Blue. I have to think of what I used today. Hang on. Balmy Blue. Where's my color schemes here? Balmy Blue. Bear with me. Bear with me. I think Gray Granite. And then I think I used Starry Sky because Starry Sky is my new blue. I don't know if I told you guys that. It is definitely my new blue. And then I used Basic Gray. Okay. 8 by 10.5. So you're cutting off 1/2 inch on each side. Okay. So this is the color combination I'm using. Starry Sky, Gray Granite, Basic Gray, and Balmy Blue. Okay. All right. So did I lose people? Because it says there's 3 people watching. So I don't know if that means some of my friends have dropped off. Okay, so I'm going to use that one. Oops. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to use this one. Okay. Okay, so I got all my things out. I guess I can put these to the side for right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to start with this stamp first, okay? And I'm going to do this in Balmy Blue. You ready, guys? Ready? You ready to have your mind blown? Okay. So because this is a bigger stamp, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to take my ink pad to my stamp. I just find that is a little bit easier to stamp with. So I'm going to kind of find what might be the center-ish of my paper. And I'm just going to stamp this. I'm going to go this way. Okay. There's one. And I'm going to promise you that this is going to be so incredibly ugly that you're going to think I've lost my mind and wondering what in the heck I'm doing. But trust me on this. You trust me on this, okay? Because once you see this, you guys are going to be like, what? Okay. See how I'm just kind of going back and forth? And there's a reason for that. Now, I'm going to put this one, how about here? I'm going to say, yeah. Okay, now, it's pretty just like that, isn't it? Okay, but now I'm not done. I need to go some more. I'm going to go about here. I can't believe I completely forgot about this technique. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say that's probably it for this pattern. Okay, so I'm going to get my baby wipes out. I could be using my chamois, right? Because that would be smart, but that would also require going downstairs to turn on the water, so. Okay, so my stamp is clean. You guys with me still? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this leaf. Is that what we're calling that? Sure. And I'm going to use gray granite for this one. Gray granite is not a color that I traditionally would use, but I really like it. I just always forget to use it. What do I want to do here? I'm going to actually... I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. I feel like this should go the other way, but I feel like it fits better this way. Okay. So you think I've lost my mind, and you're like, what are you doing? You're stamping on top of images. You're making an absolute mess of your paper. And I'm going to tell you, oops, and I'm over stamping too, which is just fantastic. So I'm just going to kind of go like this. And maybe one more up here. Okay. Now I need one over here. So if you know me well, one thing you will know about me is that I don't do random. I can't. Everything has to be even. So the piece of the paper, Jan, is 8 inches. So on your 8.5 side, so this side, you're going to cut it down to 8. So you're cutting half an inch off. And then you're going to turn it, and you're going to cut your 11 side down to 10.5. So you're cutting essentially half an inch off both sides. Okay. So that's my gray granite. Okay, so there we go. We have 2 done. Now I'm going to come in with my Starry Sky. And I'm going to bring in this flower. I love Starry Sky. It's my new navy. It's my new Night of Navy. 110%. Oops, I did not stamp that one how I had thought I was going to, but that's okay. It's just so rich and stunning. It just looks amazing. Okay, so you notice that I am stamping over the images I've already stamped on, and that is totally on purpose. I know it looks messy and icky, and you're thinking, what in the heck is she doing? But just stay with me. Just stay with me. Okay, and then I'm going to come, I feel like I want one there. I feel like I need one over here. Okay, you guys still with me? I haven't lost you, have I? Okay, this is a lot more Starry Sky than I had in my first one, which maybe is okay. Okay, so there's that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my basic gray, and my basic gray is an old ink pen, and I'm going to use a splatter. And the splatter is really great for filling in any white spaces that I might have had. Okay. I know, you're thinking, this looks like crap. What is she doing? She's creating a masterpiece, friends. Okay. I think I'm happy with this. Okay. All right. Isn't this awful looking? Right? It looks terrible, doesn't it? It's okay. There's no hard feelings here. This is a safe zone. We don't judge. We don't judge. Okay, so I'm going to actually take a piece of scrap here. My trimmer needs to be replaced. So, I like to clean out the track of my paper cutter every once in a while. Okay, so here is my paper. So this is the 10.5 side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this into my paper trimmer, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it in at 5.25. I'm going to cut. I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to cut this one at 4. See this? Do you guys see this? What? Yes. Okay, turn this one to 4. Okay, wait for it. Now, I told you the cards I made today were all they were all landscape, because apparently when you stamp your paper landscape, you can only create your cards landscape, apparently, in my mind. So I'm gonna actually create these ones portrait. So I'm gonna do this one like this. I need a block. Okay. And I'm going to use Starry Sky again because I love Starry Sky. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the card that I made, the cards that I made today. Okay. Heartfelt thank you. I'm going to have this one go this way. Okay, wait for it. I said portrait. I'm making these cards all portrait. Has anybody done this before? You notice, like, I'm not even adding layers. I'm not even adding nothing to this, right? Which I could. I could actually, now when I'm putting my sentiment on, I could be adding layers, but I am not on this one because these cards are so stunning that you don't even need it. I'm telling you. Okay, so now I told you to grab paper that coordinated. So for this one, I'm going to use my Starry Sky because I'm a little bit obsessed with this color right now. And then I'm going to put my paper into my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut this down to 5.5 because I have 2 here. So I've got now 4 card bases. And then I'm going to come in, I'm going to score this at 4.25, right? Because that's half, and 4.25, right? I got 2 more to do, 4.25. You guys still with me? I hope so. 4.25. So this is a totally different Mystery Monday than what I usually provide you, but I was like, we have to do this because it's been so long. So you know that ugly thing that I just created? Look at how stinking beautiful this is. Okay. So here we go. Look at this. So in a matter of like what? Less than 15 minutes, I have just created 4 incredibly stunning cards. Okay. Now, I have used these colors and this stamp set, but clearly this can really be used with any stamp set. So I am challenging you. Linda says she has not. Oh, I love it. So now I'm at the stage where I can just embellish, right? This is where I'm going to add my gems. If I want to add ribbon, I could. I'm stamping my envelope, of course, because we can't send naked envelopes out the door. One of those things that I'm trying to get better at is always stamping my envelopes. Me too, Linda. I love it. This, honestly, I have not done this, oh gosh, years and years and years. And I completely forgot about it. And my friend Anne did it the other night, and she had seen it from another demonstrator, obviously, from out west. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I have not done it forever. That would make a great Mystery Monday. Now, you're going to notice here, like when I put these 4 cards out, I did mine all the same, just because I need a bunch of thank you cards. But you're going to notice how different they are. They're the same, but they're different, if that makes any sense. So now I'm going to bring in my bling bling, I just want to see which bling bling I want to use here. I feel like I'm missing a container of my jewels. I clearly have put something somewhere in a very safe spot. And I'm not sure where those safe spots have gotten to. Okay, anyway, I'll use my rhinestones. You know what I'm missing? I am missing my take your pick tool. Huh. Apparently I have left that somewhere, because it is not in my container. Oh, this is what I was looking for right here. These beautiful gems. So I'm going to put one here, and then I'm going to put one here, and one there. Okay, so there's one. So each of these is going to be a little bit different. Okay. Where do I want to put this one? There. Okay, so I'm just adding my gems now. And again, this is at this point is where you're going to be embellishing. So if you wanted to add anything else to your card, this is when you would do it. So you can see how, oops, I should have moved that one up. Ah, okay, I guess I'm not moving that one up because that's where the glue is. So you can see how different they really turn out. Okay, so is my internet holding up okay? So far so good, friends. Seems to be okay on my end, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so let's bring those ones in. Ugh. Okay, let me zoom out for a bit so you guys can maybe see these a little bit better. Okay, so I love this color combination. Love how quickly these cards come together. Okay, so I just did 4 cards. Okay, so there is no reason why your cards should take you hours to do when you can simply create incredible masterpieces. Literally, I call them masterpieces because not one is the same within minutes, right? So there's no like, oh my gosh, it took me like 3 hours to make my card. Well, why is it taking you 3 hours? I mean, there are cards that take 3 hours. Trust me, I've done them, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. That's what I love. Does not have to. Okay, so this is a stamp set that I absolutely love. This bundle I love. Nature's Print. It's one that I think a lot of people kind of turn their nose up to, but I think once you see it in action, it's incredible. So there's that one. Now, do we want to do another one? Thumbs up if we want to do another one. I'm just checking my phone to make sure nobody's looking for me. No? Nobody's looking for me? Okay. All right. Let's do another one real quick. I don't know how many people are actually watching because the number keeps jumping. So, if you're watching this on replay tomorrow or later on tonight, be sure to put #replay in the comments so then I have an idea of how many people are watching live and how many people are watching as a replay. Okay, so I'm going to put my ink pads away really quick. Oops, sorry, I just hit the camera. Sorry, hitting the camera again. Okay, so I'm going to show you the ones that I did today. I did glue these ones onto a basic gray a basic gray bottom, but see, these ones are the ones I did today, and you can see I didn't have as much of the starry sky, and I did not take time to embellish these ones. But look at the difference, right? Like same technique, completely different cards. I just love it. It's incredible. Okay, let's do it again. Okay. Here we go. We're going to go 8 inches on your 8.5 side, cutting off 1/2 inch. 8 inches on your 8.5. We're rotating and we're going to 10.5. So we're cutting off 1/2 inch. 10.5. Okay, I'm going to clean out my track because my track is very dirty and it gets gunk built up in there. All right, let's do this one. I did this one today. Again, didn't like, oh my gosh, love it, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever done either. So, let's do it again. So this one I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive. I actually thought I had the stamp set from last year with the pine cones. I can't think of the name of it right this second, but I don't. So I was a little bit bummed because I thought that with these leaves would look really, really cute. So color combination here is going to be Old Olive, Pear Pizzazz, Sweet Sorbet, another amazing color, and Cherry Cobbler. Okay, so today when I did it, I actually used, I think, these 2 leaves, the bigger leaves. No, maybe I didn't. Maybe I used the 2 smaller leaves. And then I used these ones for the berries. But of course, I had to use the stamp set today, Framed and Festive. So this goes live for customers November 1st. It's limited time. Sorry, I was trying to think of my words. Limited time. This will not carry over, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong on that. This will not carry over, but the other one that coordinates with this, with the dies that I showed you the other day, it does carry over, okay? But the paper and the embellishments of that festive finds, or I can't think of the name of it, it's behind me buried, it will not carry over. The paper and the embellishments for that new kit or new bundle, once they are gone, and they will not return. Limited time. So November 1st, when that goes live, you have got to stock up on it. You have to. Because if you love it, you have to. Okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. Because I did. And if you come to me and say, oh, Cindy, I wish I had known. Well, I'm telling you right now. Okay? Okay. So, make note. Do whatever you have to do. But I'm telling you right now, the paper and the embellishments are going to run out. And they are not returning. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining that, oh, missed out on that. Yeah, you did. But I told you. I try to help you guys. Okay? The stamp set and the dies will carry over to the new book. But not the Christmas one. Okay. I'm just getting my stuff figured out here. All right. So if you're watching this on replay, you have to put #replay so I know that you're watching this on a replay. Please subscribe to this channel so then I can tell you guys once I'm live and I'm posting more videos, because my goal is to post more videos as I move forward and kind of get out of my craziness right now. Okay, so this stamp set, I'm talking a mile a minute because I'm worried my internet's just going to pooch out on me. This stamp set here is what they call a 2-step stamping, and it does not actually tell us that on here, which is odd, but essentially you're supposed to do this more solid color in a light color, and then this outline is supposed to be in a darker color. Okay, so you kind of get the 2-tone, okay? And same thing with the berries or the holly or whatever they're supposed to be. So I'm going to take my solid image and I'm going to stamp this in Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to kind of go this way. And I'm only going to use the one size leaf. I could use both leaves, but I'm not going to. So I'm just going to kind of go back and forth like this. And I'm okay that this Pear Pizzazz is light, because when I did this earlier, there really wasn't enough contrast between the Pear Pizzazz and the Old Olive. So I'm okay with the fact that that it's a little bit lighter. Okay. So I'm just trying to find which way I want this to go. Okay. And I know it looks absolutely awful as we get going. But once it all comes together, it like blows your socks off. So my friend Anne did a card the other night. She used the Soft Seedlings leaf that's in the book that I, oops, the heck happened there? That I have to have. That's interesting. Did you see what I just did there? That's amazing. And I didn't order it because I was like, oh, I have the leaf from last year. And now I'm looking at that, everything she's done with that stamp set. And I'm like, darn it, all the heck, I need to have that stamp set. So guess what I am ordering? Okay, so here's my leaves. So now I'm going to come in with my outline of my leaves, or like the more detailed part of my leaves. And I'm going to do this in Old Olive. So now this is intended to layer on top. Now the ones I did today, I didn't get them bang on because I was rushing. And it's okay. They just look a little bit blurry, but it's not the end of the world. But they are intended to line up. And the great part about doing photopolymer is that you can see. So you see how that kind of looks a little bit blurred. But it's fine because once I get this cut, it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Now, I'm not really like, I'm trying not to put my head in the camera too, so that probably is not helping anything. But this would look really, really amazing if you did this in like a mossy meadow instead. But I don't have a very juicy mossy meadow. And every time I go to ink it up, it dries up on me. So I don't know. I need to completely redo my ink pad, but I just didn't have the time or the energy for that right now. So I'm kind of improvising, and I'm using Old Olive. But stamp sets like this, if you can have a bigger contrast in color, they are much, much more effective. Okay. This leaf goes this way. So really, this is almost like a real matchy game type thing. And again, I'm like trying to do this without sticking my head right into the camera. So bear with me as I do this. And it's not going to be amazingly beautiful, but that's okay because it's my card. And as long as I think it's beautiful, it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Okay. So. Okay. Now, that's my greens, right? So I'm going to put my Old Olive back. And I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Sweet Sorbet and Cherry Cobbler, they look very much different. Very much different. Is that like how we speak now? Oh my Lord. Okay. They look very different. But when you go to stamp them, it's funny because they actually, I kind of panicked when I first did this because I was like, well, that's not going to work out so well. But it did. So see how rich that is? I was like, that's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. But it actually, I like how it turned out. So, I'm not going to complain. And I'll show you another little fun technique that I did on this card as well. I'm going to actually, these ones in here like this. These ones like that. So I don't do random very well. So if you've ever crafted with me, anybody who's been crafting with me for a while, it's kind of an ongoing joke that we have because I always think like something's missing. It's like, oh, I need one over there. Oh, now I need that one. And then I almost end up overdoing it. But, okay, so there's my Sweet Sorbet. Okay. Now, Sweet Sorbet is like our real red. It stains your fingers and everything. So, just FYI on that one. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my cherry cobbler. So you see how rich this is, right? Like I was like, oh my, like my cherry cobbler is never going to catch up. Okay, so the trick with this one is there's 3 hollies on the top, 2 hollies on the bottom. So I have to make sure that when I'm stamping this, that I have 3 and 2. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Again, trying not to stick my head in the camera. Okay, do you see that? Do you see how it provided that shadow? You probably can't tell on camera, to be quite honest. See how it's providing that dimension? Okay, so you have to tell me right now, are you loving this technique or what? Is this a technique you think you will do? Or is this one of those techniques, yeah, that's really fun, but I would never do it. Oops, I just did not put that in the right spot. I knew as soon as I hit the paper, I was like, oh, that's not in the right spot. I'm curious to know, like, what do you think of this? Do you love it? Because I love it. Now, stay with me for a minute because I want to show you the other technique that I did with this card. Boy, I put a lot of hollies on here. I definitely did not do this many hollies today. So the problem with this stamp set, and I say problem because it's not really a problem, but is that it doesn't have any splatter or filler or anything like that. But that's okay because then I just made my own. I'm going to show you how to do that. One last set of berries. There we go. Okay. So, are you guys still with me? I see Janet said yes, but I think that was from a long, long time ago. All right, so see how pretty this is, but it's kind of like got this little funk thing going on. If I take, might be kind of dark. You can do this with regular markers too. I'm going to use my blends. I'm going to use my dark soft suede. Okay. I'm going to take the lid off. Now I have the paintbrush end. Okay. So that's the thicker or like the wider end. And I'm just going to tap my blend. I'm always worried the lid's going to come off. I'm just going to tap my blend onto my card. And I know you guys cannot see this on camera. But what it's doing is it is providing a little bit of splatter to fill in that stark white. Okay, now you can do this with your regular Stampin' Write markers as well. And then you can just do as little or as much as you want. It's very, very subtle. It almost looks like speckled paper. Yes, you can make 4 cards very, very quickly. So, I know you can do this with your Wink of Stella as well. I'm not going to do that on this one because I have a vision of this just leaking everywhere. Okay, so there's my base done. It's so rich, right? So now I'm going to bring this back in. I'm going to cut this at 4, 4, and 5 1/4, right? Because that's our standard card front size. Look how beautiful these are. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so in love. Okay, this one I could have maybe done a little bit more, but it's okay. It's how the cookie crumbles. Okay, these ones I am also going to do landscaped because I did the other ones I did this afternoon, all portrait. So, this one, I love the stamp set. I told you guys this, framed and festive. Love the font and love the words. So, we are going to go 1. I'm just going to take some of my stamps off here. 'Tis a season to be jolly. 2. So, when I hear people say to me, I couldn't get my Christmas cards done because it took me hours to get them done, I say, not anymore. Because you're going to have the exact same card. No, sorry, not the exact same card. You're going to have very similar cards done in a matter of minutes. And nobody's going to be any the wiser. Okay, now, I was going to do this in Sweet Sorbet ink. However, I feel like it's going to be way too much red because I also was going to put it on to Sweet Sorbet base. So I'm going to change my tune here a little bit, and I am going to do this in Old Olive. So the first one I'm going to do says, may the season be filled with peace and joy. Okay, portrait. I have to tell myself portrait because I think because I stamped all the images landscape, I thought my cards had to be landscaped. It was kind of funny. It wasn't until I put them all together that I realized. And of course, my Linda loves her Stamparatus, which I should be using, but of course it's over there, and that would require reaching over there. Okay, so this one as well. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. So the splatter just adds a little bit more of, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with words today, so 'tis the season to be jolly. I say that all the time. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Okay, and I don't normally like doing Christmas cards before Remembrance Day, to be quite honest, but I just had to try this technique out. So, and I'm trying to prep for so many things. And then this one says, from our house, or no, our home to yours. Okay, like, oh, OMG. I am absolutely in love, friends. Okay, so I'm going to use Sweet Sorbet card base. Now, Sweet Sorbet, if you're not familiar with this, if you were not part of my In Color Club, why not? It was a great way to get your In Colors a little bit every month. And so you got a selection of all the In Color stuff. So, Sweet Sorbet was one of the colors that we highlighted during that club. And I was not sure I was going to like this color. I'm not going to lie to you because it seemed a little bit like Poppy Parade to me. And Poppy Parade I like. I just think it has its specific spot that you need to use it. But this Sweet Sorbet, honestly, might be my new red Christmas. Usually I do the cherry cobbler and real red in some spots. This might be my color. Okay, let it over here. It's like, where did my glue go? Okay, of course my paper bone folder's over there. Okay, so see how pretty this is? Oh my gosh. So that's Sweet Sorbet with the cherry cobbler. And at first you don't think it's gonna like pop. Okay, glue, can you just cooperate with me please? Because I'm live. Thank you. Okay. So I have had an incredibly crazy couple of weeks. I'm still in the middle of my huge audit at work with no end in sight. So, and of course it's getting busy for me in the crafting world because this is when I start up with all of my vendor events and classes and fundraisers and all that fantastic stuff. So, I've been drinking a lot of tea lately, friends. I've decided I like tea again. Does anybody else go through that where you go like coffee to tea? Because I was a very heavy coffee drinker. And then I switched to tea because I just actually could not take coffee. I don't know what got into me. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the taste of it, which is odd because I've been drinking coffee since I was little. And then I switched to tea, and then I didn't like tea, and I went back to coffee. And now I'm finding I have one coffee in the morning, and then at night I have tea. And I've actually found a tea that I quite enjoy. And my family laughs at me, but it's called Honey Bush Orange and Mandarin, maybe? Honey Bush, is that what it's called? Anyway, it's delicious. So, and I did try a raspberry pomegranate one last night. It was really good too. Okay, so there's my cards. Can you see those? Do you love them? Right? But we have to have some bling. We can't, like, just have naked cards. Hang on. I was just trying to find my festive, here they are, my festive pearls. So, where is my poker? I don't know where my take your pick tool went. It's a little bit concerning, actually. Okay, so I'm going to make these ones gold. So if you're not familiar with these festive pearls, these are actually from the Holiday Mini. See? Can you guys see the speckle on that? Probably not. I'll have to take a picture and post them with the splatter on it. Sorry, my phone's going crazy. Because my brother-in-law is not doing very well right now. So there's been a lot of WhatsApps flying back and forth. And messengers. Okay, so there's that one. I'm going to put this one up here. I can't do random. Lord help me. Okay, and then one more. All right, now I'm not going to do the last card because we're coming on an hour here. But I want to show you what I did so that you guys can see them. Okay, so hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it. I'm going to show you what I did today. Okay, so today's cards, this is what I did today. So see how I made these all landscape? Is that cool? Aren't these cool, Chris? And so this one I did use the Sweet Sorbet ink on the Sweet Sorbet bottom. I think I actually like these ones better though. They're more vibrant, I think. So here I now have 8 cards. Bam, ready to go. Actually, I have like this many cards that it took me like 0 time to do. And then this many, because I can't count that many and that many. And then I made these ones. So my last card, I realized I didn't do any portrait. So that's where that one came in. And then I have these ones that I made with the snowflakes. Right? Oh my gosh. Aren't they pretty? So super, super, super simple. So I'm gonna challenge you. I'm just gonna put some gems in here while I'm talking to you guys. I'm going to challenge you all to try this technique out. Okay? And I want to see what you come up with because you all have different stamps to what I have here, obviously. And I want to see what you guys come up with because I just think you guys are pretty special. And I know that you guys come up with some pretty remarkable things sometimes. So I want to see what that something is. So you should be posting 4 pictures because you should get 4 cards out of a technique. So give it a whirl. Let me see. But the important part here as well, friends, is that you need to subscribe to the channel. Because when I go live each week, then you will be notified. Or if there's a new video, because I am going to start posting new videos, right? You will be notified. So to recap, there's my snowflakes. Here's my hollies. And flowers, I mean leaves, those aren't flowers. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. And then here's this one. Look at all these cards I just made. Like, I just made these all today. So my stock is now, like, going to be pretty full. Right? And it took me, like, no time at all. So, all right. I'm going to take pictures of these so that you guys can see them up close. And you can zoom in and see how much you love them. And it hopefully will give you some inspiration for you to make your own. All right. So, where did that one? Thank you for joining me tonight. You may have snowflakes. And Chris, if you don't have this year's snowflakes, you must have last year's snowflakes or the year before, because I know I have last year's snowflakes as well. And you can definitely do this with just about any stamp set. And you can mix and match your stamp sets. Like I didn't tonight, but really I could have taken some splatter from a different stamp set and some flowers from something else. So like, don't be afraid to like mix and match your stamp sets, right? So yeah, definitely. All right, friends. So I am going to be working my pretty old fanny off for the next little while. I have a big demonstrator training event with a co-demonstrator, and I are hosting for our teams this weekend. So I have some things to finish off for that, and I have some custom orders to be doing, and lots of other things that I need to be getting off my list. So I will be here at the studio for a little bit. Hopefully not too long, because I need to go home and have a tea. And kind of relax a little bit and get to bed nice and early so I can be prepared for tomorrow's full day of meetings. Just the joy, 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 joy. All right, friends, thank you for joining me. Hope you're having a great night. Be sure to share this video with your friends, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.